Everyone, I'm here to tell you the ultimate strategy guide of Pushback, the Pushback season. I'm pretty sure I've got all the good strategy stuff. I've waited a long time to make this video rather than like at the start of the season because sometimes the strategy meta changes a lot, and I think I've got it all figured out because Speedway changed a bunch of things, especially the addition to hooks on all the robots. And what do you do if someone keeps constantly descoring you through the descore hooks? And that's what I'm going to first go over. I'm going to go over a entire guide of pretty much every scenario. But first, I'll start with a 2-hook scenario, or a scenario where all the bots here all have descore hooks. So what do you do then? So let's say red team and blue team both have descore hooks. And here's what you're going to want to do. It depends a ton on autonomous here. Now, this is a very heavy autonomous based game. Let's say like blue comes over here, and they get this much and this much in the long goal, and this much and this much. Or like if you're going for middle goals, like cut a little bit down to like maybe like here. With middle goals, cut it down right here. Without middle goals, keep the same length. And let's say red team, let's say they come over here and grab some red and this one here. One team is going to play this better. Now I'll show you the blue side here. Now if you were blue, what you want to do at the very start of the game, match load? No match loads. We're not going to be match loading. Also, in this scenario, make sure to split the match loads. If everyone has hooks and if everyone is a good driver, so split the match loads. Do not match load at the very start. Now you might have to if your autonomous fails, but if your autonomous is just like this, don't match load. Come over here, take your descore hook, and bring your blocks up like over here. Now, red team will probably descore all this right here, but you have the bonus blocks in the middle. And once you have secure the bonus blocks in the middle, hopefully from your autonomous, and without match loading, like that saves a bunch of time. You have bonus in the middle. Now, keep pressure on the red bot. So let's say if the red bot is here, or if they're maybe match loading, or if they're maybe contesting the zone, you want to keep pressure on this bot right here, and make sure you always keep blue bonus in the middle. You always want blue bonus in the middle. Now you might have a few questions like, why don't I just match load and score? Like, let's say you have like 3 or 4 blocks in the middle, and you're like, that's not a lot of blocks like in the long goal. Like, I want to score in the long goal. The only thing is, this is going to be a high block. Like, there's not going to be much in like these high scenario games. There's not going to be much blocks in the actual long zones. The reason why you want to keep pressure on red and keep bonus here is the meta is very descore hooky. Like, it's just descore, it's there and back. So let's say you do decide to match load, red is just going to descore, and boom, your goal's gone. And if the red continues to pressure you, you can't score again. So if you have blue keep pressuring red over here, red can't score anything. They can't get bonus into this long goal. They're just cooked. You get bonus in the long goal. You just defend this guy the entire time. Get bonus middle once in a while when the pressure's right. And same with this side here. And that's why autonomous matters so much. Because if you can get that, because like once you have this much in autonomous, and if you just come over here and hook all this into bonus and then pressure red, can't score anything because you're defending them, unless they just like driver diff you. But it's pretty GG's match. I have a perfect example of this from the finals of Speedway. This is an extremely good scenario. So red team is going to get a really good autonomous. They already have the goals like that, and they're ready, and they descore at the end of autonomous. That you really like. If you can do all of that, this is literally for both teams the perfect autonomous. Because like if you already have your descore hook in, you already have bonus at the end of autonomous. All you have to do is come over here and pressure this blue bot right here. I mean, it's both teams. If both teams do that, defend each, take a bot and defend, red team's gonna win. And red team is going to do exactly that in this match. And if you do this, it's gonna be an auto bonus too. Auto bonus is pretty significant in these really high scoring matches because there's not gonna be much blocks left in the long zones in like these high intense matches at the end. Now, what do you want to make sure? Look out for if you're a killer in this scenario. There's already a bot here, so you could accept this bot to hook and move over this way, which could be scary. You could come back if you're worried about that, or just keep pressuring the bot. Either is fine. But this bot, Kinetic, it looks like, Kinetic, they make a really bad decision and they move away from the goal. It's just going to give Killer Instinct an amazing opportunity to, okay, it looks like they're going to descore a few blocks here, but as well as defending this bot. Over here on BarkBot's side, they actually fail in defending their long goal, and they get descore hooked on. Here, let's see that. They come over, they're looking for a defense, but Supernova Redeem just goes the other way, which you're going to have to look out for that in the at the end of autonomous. But Killer Instinct is doing exactly what they need to do, just defending this bot, making sure that they keep bonus in this goal. And it looks like BarkBots is here in a phenomenal part 2. They have bonus in the goal. They need to watch out for Supernova Redeem's descore hook. They're just going to let Supernova redeem descore hook, and that is A-okay, because BarkBots is just going to pick up some blocks. They could go on the other side, which I think they'll probably do here. Score some blocks, hook into the bonus, and just... Oh, they don't... They're trying to hook into the bonus, but they don't make it. But now there is a control tie. And yeah, it's just descore hooks all the way. And what teams are doing right now, they're just making sure that they have long goal bonus. That's all they're making sure they have right now. Like, once they get bonus, you're defending. If you don't have bonus, you're trying to pick up blue blocks. You can be a little patient if you don't have bonus and just pick up some blue blocks, match load maybe. Try and maneuver around the opponent team who's defending you. And then when the time's right, score in the long goal, descore hook, get bonus. Now once you have bonus, you can defend the other robot contesting the long zone. It looks like Supernova Redeem, they got some blue blocks and they're trying to find a good time to score and then use hooks. But BarkBots it's just going to be so hard if you don't have bonus and you're trying to get the long goal bonus. But this is just going to keep up the entire time. It's just going to come down to whoever has bonuses at the very end. You don't really need to worry about long goal or middle goals too much until the end of the match. And if you have a double park and you don't have bonus at the long goals, it would probably be a pretty good idea to double park and trying to redeem from that. So I'd say double park is pretty significant, but if you don't have one, I wouldn't freak out in this scenario. Yeah, now red team is such a Killer put themselves in such a great positioning because they have a bunch of the map, and when the time was right, they score in the middle goals just like they should. And it's just teams back and forth. They want to get bonus, and Supernova Redeem, blue team, all they can do is just try and double park. And it looks like they don't keep track of time, and they're not even going to be able to double park. Well, they're probably going to lose either way, but yeah, so that is a perfect scenario of what you need to do when both teams have descore hooks. Alright, so now here is another scenario where let's say one person on blue team has a descore hook, but the other person on blue team does not have a descore hook. But both red teammates do have descore hooks. Now, in this situation, blue team should be terrified because you don't have a teammate with a descore hook. And descore hooks are in like you need to have a descore hook on your bot or it's just going to be so hard for you to win matches. Like descore hooks is like probably the most important thing you can have on your bot other than match loader. Match loader, descore hook. Two most important things. You must have that on your bot. Let's say someone on blue team does not have a descore hook. You can still win. So let's hope that you have bonus. Like if blue team has bonus without descore hook, that would be amazing because this strategy works really well if you have the Auton bonus, but it can still work either way. And this will first result on giving all of your preloads to, let's say, this bot, the most fastest scoring bot, probably the bot with the D-score hook. So all of your match loads to one bot. And you're just going to double lane the bot. Have one person with the most scoring, probably the D-score hook bot, with all of the match loads. Come and match load, and then come and score your long goal. And then now your bot over here is actually not going to go over here. It's going to go over here, disrupt red team. Like let's say if red here, if red comes and they do something over here, and then let's say red goes like over here or something. Blue team, this bot right here, disrupt this red bot right here. It'd be pretty nice if they don't match load, if blue disrupts match load, but that's not always going to happen. You just need to make sure that this corner for blue is secured, and this bot here needs to make sure that this corner here is secured. Now, if all goes to plan, blue bot keeps match loading. Let's say blue has a full long goal, and let's say since red, because when you're doing this, red is going to have like this whole half side of the map. So let's say like this bot keeps getting bullied. It can't do anything. Red, it's just going to take advantage of positioning. Let's say it gets a full long goal. Now, both teams have a full long goal. And red, since they both have descore hooks, they cannot descore this long goal because you're going to have both bots stay in this general area the entire time and make sure that no matter what, this long goal does not get descored. They're just going to defend the insane amount out of this long goal in this area. Just two bots in this area the entire time. Make sure no descores. And when the time is right, blue can grab some middle bonuses here. And hopefully they can win the middle bonuses. And the game ends and maybe they come back and park and whatever. You probably might not want to park. Depending on positioning of both red team here, because you cannot let this middle goal or long goal get descored, and you definitely want the bonuses at the long goal. So yeah, that is a pretty good strategy of dealing with that scenario. It should be, you should already know this, but like, let's say your team, maybe they have both these scores, maybe one doesn't, but let's say that red does not have any D-score capabilities. Split the match loads and just score like crazy in the long goals. You don't really want to mess with the middle goals until late game just because all red, like, they can't do anything to the long goal. They have no D-score hooks. They can't really do much. Because you're just going to get bonus. You're just going to keep match loading. Like, don't worry about bonus. Like, once you get bonus, defend the bot. No, don't worry about all that. Don't worry about all that. Match load, score. Match load, score. And just do that the entire game. And then late game, because all red can do is basically just contest the middle zone here. At the late game, contest the middle zone, get that D-score, get it scored, and then come and mark. Not much you can do in that scenario. Okay, so here's another scenario. Let's say that blue team had both bots on blue team have descore hooks, but only one person on red team has descore hooks. Let's say the other person does not have descore hooks. Now, what you want to do in this scenario is you. I would probably still split up the match loads. Let's say if this guy has a descore hook and red comes over here and blue comes over here. They hopefully get autonomous, hook into the long goal, and just defend red the entire time. And make sure that you keep red in this half of the field and that your long goal does not get descored. You want to do that so that the descore bot on the blue team and then can pair up with the red descore bot. So that this long goal right here does not get descored, and blue team can just match load score and just like maybe pick up these and that will that's autonomous already picked up those and score and just like score like a bunch from the match load. Because red team they can't really do much. They don't have any descore hooks. I mean, maybe they have a hood, but I mean, just stand at the long goal the entire time, and hopefully your other teammate here has bonus right here and is just defending red the entire time. Alright, so for this scenario, both teams on blue do not have descore hooks at all. However, maybe one team has a descore hook on red, or both have a descore hook on red team. This scenario is extremely tricky because, well, you're pretty much cooked in this scenario. I'm not gonna lie. If you don't have a descore hook on your bot, that's the next thing you need to do. Descore hooks, you really need one on your bot. But let's say you're in this scenario. None of your teammates have descore hooks, but the opposing, like, they do. You could be scared, but okay, hold on. I got you. This is probably the only way you can make it work. But if both blue team holds down this little box and gets middle goals, let's say like the first like minute 25 or something. Make sure all the middle goals are pretty cleared. Red team, they'll probably either defend the red or the blue team here, or they'll go for long goals. And if they defend in the middle, against your scoring in the middle, like I'd say like at the very start, and like say they're not really focused on long goals, that's probably the scenario you'd want to happen. Because they're not really scoring in the long goals where you can't descore. And they're not going to get bonus either. But if they have bonus or they have blocks, that I mean you can't descore them, and then they defend the middle. Well, you're kind of cooked in that scenario. But let's say you got the full long goals. There's like 25 seconds left or something. What you need to do is make sure middle, because like red, they're gonna want to descore your middle here. Okay, now here is the very tricky part. You have to make sure that your middle does not get descored at the same time of descoring, probably coming back. Oh wait, that's red. Oh, erase. Can't erase that. But coming back probably on this lane and scoring. Hopefully, or you might be match loading and then scoring, but you never know. And then hopefully getting the bonus out and getting a good long goal, or maybe like some portion of the long goal here. But I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. Like, and like you have to make sure like this on both sides. Plus, red does not descore middle goals. Like that's super tricky to pull off, but like that's pretty much the only scenario you have. Because I mean, let's say at the beginning of the match, like you'd probably be like, okay, well, I just want to start and take over long goals, and then I'll do the middle goals at the end or towards the end. that would not be a good idea for you, because red team, like, I mean, if that happens on the opposing team, honestly, like, they could probably go for some early middle goals. That's up to you, but I wouldn't really recommend it. Just because, like, blue team, like, they don't have no D scores, so probably go for middle at some point. But I wouldn't recommend it. But I mean, if they keep the pressure open and they don't seem like they're ever gonna go for it, I mean, I would. But like, mostly, I wouldn't go for middle goals that early if none have D score anyway. But um, if all you like, I would say you could, if you score a little bit, score here, hook. You score all of theirs and then have a red long goal. But I mean, I wouldn't go for middle. But if you do it, it's okay. I just, yeah, contend long goals the entire time. Like, they're wasting time by contending long goals if you're just gonna come in and match load and just score the long goals. Yeah, so you don't want to. That's why you don't want to contest long goals for the majority of the match if you're on blue team. But I mean, you probably have to at the end. I mean, it's gonna be super tricky for blue to win that matchup either way. But I mean, that's probably the best scenario for you to win. And that is so many scenarios I've covered. I've covered probably most of the scenarios that could happen in a match. Now, do keep in mind that things can always change during a match. Like, robots can have different positionings, and you might want to do different thing than what I suggested, just because of how the robot is positioned on the field. But that's a general setup of what you'd want to do inside of a match with a bunch of scenarios. Now, if I've left out a scenario you want me to cover, please let me know in the comments, and I'll do that for you. And please consider subscribing to the channel for more in-depth content like this. And if you really like content like this, hop into one of my live streams sometimes, and I always like review and cover like strategy for like actual matches. So yeah, hop into a live stream sometime and watch that. And also, guys, see you guys in the next video or live stream, and I'll see you later.